It's been such an inspiring day, and it really feels like, to sort of see kind of the birth of this industry and kind of a new art form. It's really just exciting for me. So I'm going to talk about Hat Monkey, which is coming out this year. My background is I'm a author and illustrator. I've been working in illustration as freelance for about 10 years, and about 5 years ago I started writing my own picture books. So these are the books, the 3 books that I've done so far. A Bit Lost is about a little lost owl. This Oh No George is a misbehaving dog. And this is Shh, We Have a Plan, which is my latest one, just came out about 2 months ago. For this talk, I'm just going to explain a little bit about how I come up with the stories and how I came up with the app. And because I think a lot of how I come up with the stories was just very useful to coming up with app ideas, and it was a very steep learning curve for me. And I'm just going to share with you some of my insights. But first off, usually I speak to sort of 2 to 4 year olds. So I just do these sort of entertaining kids shows. So first off, it's story time, and I'm going to read my latest book. Okay. So, shh, we have a plan. So hopefully you can just get a sense of what I do from this. This thing took 2 years to write, and you can read it in about 2 minutes. So, okay. Look, a bird. Hello, birdie. Shh, shh. We have a plan. Tiptoe slowly, tiptoe slowly. Now stop. Shh. Ready 1, ready 2, ready 3, go! Look, up there. Hello, birdie. Shh, shh, we have a plan. Climbing slowly, now stop. Shh. Ready 1, ready 2, ready 3, go! Look, down there. Hello, birdie. Shh, shh, we have a plan. Paddling slowly, now stop. Ready 1, ready 2, ready 3, go! So, going for a swim. Hello, birdie. Would you like some bread? 1, 2, 3. Look. So, ready 1, ready 2, ready. Run away! So, off they go. Look, a squirrel. Shh, we have a plan. Okay. So, that's it. As I said, I've been working for an illustrator for 10 years. And as an illustrator, it's kind of drilled into me that you need to simplify everything to communicate something very elemental. And Christoph Niemann was speaking kind of about the same thing. So for me, in order to come up with this picture book story, everything I do must completely focus on the story. So I try and find the very essence of that story and strip everything else back to make it this very reduced story. So I'm going to just talk through. I've kind of got these three kind of subjects that I use to come up with stories. So the first is, obviously, again, I'm an illustrator. All of my stuff basically can work wordlessly, or I hope it can work wordlessly, and that has a lot of advantages for communicating to children, very young children. So I kind of just stumbled into that myself because I felt awkward as a writer writing for children. Everything I wrote sounds a bit, so I just forget about that. I'll just illustrate it. I'll tell the story in pictures. So how do you illustrate a story? Well, this one, obviously, all of my images are very kind of abstracted, quite removed from reality. There's no perspective. There's the simple graphic colors. The bird is obviously the only thing that's kind of colorful in that, and it's a very small character on the page, and it needs to be small because they have to catch it, but it needs to be seen immediately on the page. So I've made that colorful, and then I've silhouetted the whole of the rest of it, so it's just can be read without words. I've taken the words off, and you can see that they're looking at this bird, and then again the bird goes up and down and across the page, so it's almost like they're following this colorful bird, and it's almost like they're running around with these nets. It's like a kind of a slapstick comedy, and then you get this punch at the end when all the color comes. This is the first page from my first book, and in a way this works kind of almost in reverse. The main character is in silhouette against a colorful background. So it's just to highlight, again, the main character is this tiny little owl lost in a forest. And it needs to be tiny, and the forest needs to be huge because that's the story. It's communicating being lost. The last one was about communicating chasing in the story. This is being lost. So what happens is the owl falls off and lands down in the forest. So our eyes actually focused on the character, the main character, which is what we want to be focused on, because it's the only thing that's kind of silhouetted and it's quite different colors from the rest of the image. So that's what I mean about trying to tell the story visually and wordlessly. So also character is another thing which is very, very important. So when I was coming up with the story of George, I had an idea, and it was a visual idea of just accidents happening. So obviously this is the sort of before image, and then after. And so before, and then I thought that'd be a great sort of way of telling a story, just all these accidents happening. Sort of, you just turn the page and accident, accident, accident. So I thought 2 to 4 year olds, they're going to love this. This is going to be like, yay, cake going everywhere, it's lots of fun. So it's going to be this accident, just starts off small and gets worse and worse and worse, and huge big disaster. I'm a genius. This is going to be brilliant. Then when I came to do it, it just wasn't working at all. After the first few pages, you're just like, this is boring. You're just going through this stuff, and it's not engaging anymore. And my publisher said, Chris, you need to focus on character. It's no use doing just these accidents. You have to have somebody or something that you can identify with. And I was like, no, I'll make it work. I couldn't make it work. So in the end, I decided, well, it seemed to be a dog in a lot of the drawings that was causing these accidents. So I'll focus more on this dog. So basically, I won't do the story, but this is how I changed that double-page spread. So it now sets it up. George sees something in the kitchen. It's cake. I said I'd be good, George thinks, but I love cake. What will George do? And of course, oh no, George, So this is the accident happening, but there's a cause, and it's one guy who, didn't really mean to, And so then there's emotion, and it's about personality. So that was really important lesson that I learned during that. The third thing is just being playful. Just we've seen this before, but it's using the page turns. So it goes. There's ready 1, ready 2, ready 3, and then you turn the page. Go. So it's quite a lot of fun when you're reading this to kids with the actual book. It's kind of like theater. And then there's a pattern. So it happens 3 times, and they can kind of anticipate it and join in. So it's just being playful like that. And then, I don't know, in English we call it pantomime, like sort of theater for children. Do you have a German word for it? Is pantomime? Yeah. So it's like I'm very inspired by a lot of pantomime. So this one is, my mummy is very big, like this, said Little Owl. Yes, yes, I know, said Squirrel. Follow me. Here she is. Here's your mummy. So it's kind of this pantomime trick of, oh no, it's not the mummy, this. I've been asked quite a few times to, why don't you make your books into apps? That'd be brilliant, And in theory, apps are in theory, they're much better than picture books because it's everything that a picture book is, plus it has sound, plus it has interaction, plus it has animation. Potentially it's much more engaging than a picture book, or it has that possibility. But if I was to make a story like this with interaction, with sound, say a page like this, where like the whole idea is you're building up this story, and it's the imagination. And if you start having this page where you can click things, it just completely ruins that effect. It's destroying everything that you're building up towards, in my opinion. I don't have much of an attention span, but like a lot of very young children, have, they're even more like, they don't have much of an attention span. So you really, like, your whole focus should be on sort of bringing them in, not sort of upsetting their attention span. So my process was to just look at this as a completely new art form and build the interaction into it. Because to me, like the books, the main feature of it is the story. With the app, to me, is the interaction. So I was looking at other things that were kind of inspiring, that had interaction as their main focus. And so obviously novelty books came up as the sort of number one thing for me. I thought, as far as I know, this is kind of one of the first novelty books, 1940 American, and it still sells. It's quite a nice book. And then, Dear Zoo, sort of Spot the Dog. So you can see all these things, this is looking for somebody, Spot the Dog, is he in the piano? And then you lift the flap, no. And so this sort of thing could, if you add sound and interaction and animation to this actually enhances the experience, I would, like, in my opinion. So, as I said, I'm very inspired by kind of wordless sort of clowning and physical theater and this sort of thing. So I thought that would be such a great starting point to have this character who's interacting with you, and then you can interact with him in different ways. My original idea was he was going to have a suitcase. He comes in, and then he takes objects out of the suitcase. Just like a clown, there's this playing thing where you throw the ball and then you throw it back, and it's just clowning. So that was my kind of original idea, starting with this sort of Charlie Chaplin sort of street performer thing. So And then I kind of, as I was doing this, I was like thinking, oh yeah, the Cat in the Hat, you know, the Dr. Seuss or Dr. Seuss stuff. And I was thinking, and I kind of wanted them to be a human thing because we're quite human. So a monkey seemed to fit because it's an animal, but it's quite human-like. So that was my first picture. It's sort of a funny character. And then I thought back to what my publisher was saying about, no, you should always do something that with a character that your audience can identify with. And of course, like, what sort of 4-year-old is like sort of Charlie Chaplin? It's like, you know, and he looks a little bit like a cross between E.T. and Charlie Chaplin. It's kind of, so I was like, okay, I've got to work on the character. And I was trying different hats and different things. And then I did this one over here, and I thought, he looks like a child. And then I thought, yeah, like make him a child, because then he can do all the things that children can't do. Or, no, sorry. You can help him do all the things that children can't do. So, and put him in like so here he is, he's tiny, he's like 3 feet, or what's that in meters? I don't know, 70. Yeah, 1 meter, less than 1 meter. And so here he is, he's like, oh, you know, can you get me the banana? You know, so just like a child would, and then you can help him with all these everyday, daily household things that a child would want, or whatever. So, I've got a little notes here. Hold on. Okay, yeah. I think, okay, forget about that. All right. Oh, yeah. So, the idea is you can touch the door handle, and it will open. But if you don't, he's like, you know. I apologize for the animation, by the way. It was all done by me, so it's kind of a bit rote. It was an early version. It's like, come on, what? Open the door. What? You know. And then finally open the door. So, and then also actually got the idea for the screens. I thought, like, from silent cinema, you know, like it's again this wordless thing of, like, you know, this, and then it kind of segments the each action as well. So monkey's hiding. So you know, and he's the child size. He's just hiding behind the thing, and then you have to touch him if you can find him. I mean, it's not but then he goes off again. So this is all my animation, which I apologize for. But it's product placement. No, so this is better animation, but. The idea is you turn the pages for him, and then he will react according to what page, you know, oh no, George, or... And then with sounds and everything, you know, so it's exactly like a child. And then it's kind of fun thing, you know, you can tickle his toes and wake him up. But probably... parents wouldn't, like, you know, it's like, no, I don't think we should include that. We don't want to give kids the wrong message. But, so he wakes up. So, and then, being playful with the kind of the medium, so I was working on this with a very good friend of mine who's a programmer, and he was saying, oh, Chris, you have to do a home screen or like a scene selection screen. And I was like, what do you mean? What's that? I don't know anything about apps, you know. And then, so he was like, no, just, you know, like, look at Apple, look at all those things. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll come up with an idea. I don't have an idea for that. So then I looked at Apple things, and I was like, oh yeah, like this? It's really good, you know. And then I thought, oh yeah, that would be like, because you know, like kids love to, you know, but they see their parents texting and calling and using the phones. So obviously, this is like a simplified version of the Apple screen. And then I thought, oh yeah, well we could have like text. You know, the monkey can send text messages, of course, because I'd already done the icons. You know, so this is can you send a text? Are you happy or sad? So this isn't animated, but you know, obviously you choose, and then we have other icons as well. So. So there's different ones. There's happy, you know. Hooray! And then there's lots of different ones. Anyway, more product placement, you know. And then phone. So this one, yeah. I'll just.
Hello? Hello?
So he just hangs up on you, like he can sort. But we're going to do it so that, like, you know, you can say something and then he'll respond with like a meep meep. It'll be slightly different than that, but it'll be something like that. So you can kind of, if you get into an awkward conversation or something, you go, hold on a second, I have to talk to Monkey. So, oh yeah, and then just being playful with them. By the way, all the music is done by this amazing guy in Manchester called Matt Wand. He's brilliant. So this is, again, it's kind of like call and response. So I thought it'd be nice to have the monkeys playing, and then he kind of requests you to play with him. So he's very cool. Obviously, he's got sunglasses. So then it's your go, and then you can play. So, and if you don't play, he gets a bit annoyed. You know, it's like we're in a band, like. So. So yeah, it's insane. The music is pretty fun. So I was just being kind of playful with. I mean, to me, it's so inspiring to be kind of working with sound and interaction. And I mean, you know, usually doing the picture books, it's so fresh. So I thought, well, let's do a dance scene. You know, so when I show this to kids, I'm like, okay, does anyone want to dance? And then they're all like, yeah, like, and I literally have a room full. So if anyone is kind of feeling into it, you know, clap. No? Okay. We have some dangerous moves here. And one time they were all it's in an auditorium, and the pirouette, like it was pretty. They were falling all down the stairs, and like, this is my favorite one. So you can just sort of do it, and then when you get it right, then you can tap it to move it on. Anyway, so this is a few of them. So that's Hat Monkey, and hopefully it's coming out this year. It's so look out for it, and that's it, I think.